What's going on, guys? So if you haven't been following along in the bodybuilding world, last week was, and the week before that too, was a pretty big week in the world of bodybuilding. Dallas McCarver died. Rich Piana died. I didn't know much about Dallas McCarver, but I think he choked.
Yeah, the reports that he choked while he was like cooking and eating. Yeah. And his friend came back and called 911. It's like, oh, he's blue. I can't resuscitate him. So, kind of a freak accident there.
It's a freak accident and it's sad.
Yeah, it is.
I think he was meal prepping or he was making dinner.
Yeah, I mean,
for his girlfriend or something.
Yeah, I mean he was dedicated and like during all that, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reports was saying that like where his neck was like so thick from everything, like how giant he was, it made it really hard to resuscitate
him. He was a big boy. He didn't get that nickname for no reason.
Big country, yeah.
Yeah, big country. And then Rich Piana, on the other hand, his story is a little bit more interesting of what happened. So I took a look at the 5%er website, and so this is the statement they released. Legendary bodybuilder Rich Piana, whose relentless dedication to the sport and support of the bodybuilding community, died August 25th, 2017. He was 46 years old. Known for his willingness to do whatever it takes, Rich Piana began his journey in bodybuilding at the young age of 11, competing in his first event at 15. Over the past 10 years, a community of over 1 million people have followed Rich on his social media and YouTube journey to becoming the best he could possibly be. Honesty, openness, and total support for his community is only part of what catapulted his stardom. Signature mantras such as, if you love it, kill it, and being a 5%er is all about doing whatever it takes, is the mentality that he not only followed himself, but also wanted to instill in the 5% nation. To his loving fans, he will always be remembered as someone they could trust, count on, and look up to. He will be remembered as a friend. Rich's legacy will continue to inspire the bodybuilding community for years to come as someone who sacrificed whatever it took to achieve his goals and inspire others to do the same. Even in his passing, the 5% lifestyle will live on, and the seed he has planted in so many of us will continue to grow. To be that 5% that strives for and achieves every single goal is that set. So that's what the 5%er website released. I follow Rich Piana pretty closely. When I was younger, when I was first getting into bodybuilding, I stumbled across his YouTube videos, and it's just what they said. That mantra that he brought to the community. It was just, you go and you kill it. If you love it, do it. Do it till you die. It was motivating. It was inspirational, and as a lot of you know, he was one of the first to come out open about steroid use, like actually being 100% honest, like actually writing down his cycles, telling you exactly what he did, urging you not to do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, even if you're not for steroid use, he was open about it. And, like, he was like, oh, yeah, I do this. And he didn't encourage people to do it, which I respect.
He educated. Yeah. He educated. And he claimed, he was one of the people that said, if you're going to be a professional bodybuilder, you're going to have to use steroids. I mean, he gave the cold, hard truth. Yeah. And this is actually some quotes from one of his videos, one of his older YouTube videos. I think actually a couple of them put together. If you're taking steroids and you continue to take them, there becomes a point where they no longer work, and you're just taking them and all you're doing is destroying your body and causing damage, and you're not getting any benefits. So if you're taking steroids for 20 years and you've got all this muscle and have this great sex drive and you had all these girlfriends because of this and that, well, guess what? The negatives are going to come back at you eventually, and it all equals out. So all the good you're getting, you're going to get all the bad. That was straight from one of his YouTube videos, and it's really sad to say, but it looks like the bad finally got to the good that Rich was getting. Now, Rich Piana would also say a lot of stuff like he knows how to use steroids, he doesn't abuse them, but I mean, if you look at the guy, he doesn't look like a normal steroid user.
No,
He's like, you have the guys that are here, and then he's way up here.
You've seen his arms, yeah.
His arms are clearly filled with synthol oil. He always talked about the amount of growth hormone he used. He always talked about the amount of insulin he used as well. And it's really sad to see. I'm not blaming everything that happened to him and his death on steroids, but I know for a fact they didn't help. When you take steroids, you're at risk of heart disease and heart attack. And I was doing some research. And one of the articles I found, the emergency personnel were actually responding to a possible overdose call, and they found white powder on the table with a credit card and a straw. And then the other story I found was that his girlfriend was getting a haircut and he fell back and hit his head. That could have been true too. But I know that he probably suffered a heart attack. And so he was in a medically induced coma for a while. And then I read something as well where they had a hard time operating on him and trying to work on him because his heart was so enlarged. Steroids will do that. Growth hormone will do that, especially the amount that he uses. I know there was another video, I don't know if you saw it. There was a video where he was talking about all the growth hormone he used and how it's affected him over the years. He said his hands grew, his shoe size grew, and his head grew to the point where he had to get larger hats because his hat size was getting larger due to all the growth hormone he was pumping in himself.
And that's clearly, not remotely healthy. Like,
no, I would call it.
You do it though.
I would call that abuse. Something like that when you're pushing it to that point. That is the abuse of steroids. Now, say what you will about steroids. My own thoughts about it is, if you're smart about it and if you understand that it's a marathon and not a sprint, I think you have a good grasp on how to use steroids. Think about it. They're finding now that testosterone replacement therapy in older men, talking older men, not you young guys 20 to 30, is actually healthy. It's actually rejuvenating. It promotes longevity of life, and it's good for marriages. That's it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with increasing age or anything, but I know he said he got into it when he was 20 or something. But he was young when he got
I think
his
first show was 18.
Yeah, but and then he said he got blown out of the water and decided, okay, I need to do all this. And at that young of an age, right now with 22 and 24, we're in a very anabolic state at our lifetime, and
we don't really need much.
Yeah.
If anything, you should be taking stuff to help your joints more than to help your muscles grow, because the way we lift, your joints are going to be getting the brunt of the impact. And even too, so low doses of testosterone, even low doses of DECA is good for your joints. So steroids has its good and its bad places. It's just they're easily abused. They're widely abused. You just look around in the bodybuilding community. You look on bodybuilding stages and you can see that. But it's sad. It's
yeah, and the problem with it, not to bring the whole slippery slope argument into it, but you can see with him, they said they found 20 bottles of
testosterone,
various stuff.
They said testosterone, but does that surprise you?
No, the whole the bigorexia thing where you just want to get bigger and bigger and bigger. That's a real problem. That's a real issue that men face, and so getting into steroid usage doesn't really help that image.
No, especially the way he was using them. If you want to be big, be big.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be big. You want to be big. I don't want to be some small fry walking on the street not cracking sidewalks. And if you're going to use steroids, okay, use your steroids, but be smart about it. Be safe about it. Don't abuse it. So I don't know. That's all. That's what the hell happened last week. It's kind of crazy, shaking the whole bodybuilding community as a whole. 2 legends that died. It's just sad.
I know
Dallas was 26.
Yeah, he was young.
Very young. It's 2 years older than I am.
That's crazy, yeah. And with Piana, he was 46, so still young to pass away. But if you factor in all the stuff he'd been doing,
it probably aged him. And here's my crazy thing. If you're using steroids, and let's assume that the white powder was cocaine. When you're on steroids, your blood pressure is already high, your cholesterol is shot, your heart is shot, and then you're going to pump cocaine through your system. That's a heart attack. You're asking for a heart attack at that point. You're not invincible. That's not what steroids do. In fact, if you're using them, you should be more careful than anything.
But, with both these guys, kind of get a little more positive. It sounds like they both had, a good positive following. And, I know with Rich Piana, there was that scandal a couple months back, but now...
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, and then with this, you can see, even his estranged wife who, accused him of everything, she had good things to say about him. Everyone has great things to say about him. So, clearly he had a positive impact on people. But...
I'm not taking that from him at all.
Oh, no, but, it goes to show that even though he's doing a lot of great things for other people, he clearly still had some of his own issues.
His own issues, yeah. No, steroids do not make you a bad person. Rich Piana was known for being one of the nicest people in the community.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's had his mean moments.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I mean, there was that one time where he put Jason Genova in his place. I don't think I showed you that video.
No.
That was kind of funny. And then there was obviously the leak that you were talking about from 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. But at that point,
came back out, yeah.
Who cares 15 years ago? I mean, he's a different person now. He
Yeah.
changed a lot. But, so I guess if you love it, keep killing it, guys. But just be careful.
Yeah, and I guess to transition a bit and go to something a lot more positive, if you hopefully saw the video we put up about the Real Ways for Real Heroes event, that was a great time. That's an example of how bodybuilding can have a really positive impact on people's lives.
Yeah.
And so go watch the video. There's a big recap. You can see
there will
everything
be a
happened.
link in the description.
Yeah. But that also happened this past week, so I encourage you all to check that out.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.
Like and subscribe.